dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zerus. I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like Paimon thinks it was the Sub-Zero's festival. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero Samsara? Quick, take off your Akasha terminal. She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What you...
Cap!
Well done, and thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad!
Oh, a traveler, Paimon. I just had a dream.
And Dunyarzad. It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left it among the countless dreams. I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Huh? What? Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my conscience... I've always respected my... what about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surastan? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation, and I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at—
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just
Thank you for the kind words. But I am trying to find a way to save Irminsul as my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
at the Avidia.
You also heard someone's voice.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about.
It seems like the Traveler established a connection to Irminsul. As you two probably know,
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
King Deshret? That god who died—
Okay, so
I still haven't. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, many devoted, but I believe—
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminate? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
the Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, no. We must decipher its secrets. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could There's never been any big problems with the Academe. I wonder what caused them to go down this path. Even though the city's resident— I tried to do some investigating in the I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming. You mean how the—
Yeah,
It's not that no one noticed. It's—
misdirection?
the sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can max it. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, by now, even those who never got it, I hope my to be honest. Oh, and you don't need to
Go and get some sleep.
what a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't.
I see. Huh. I should visit my...
I would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abysask?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sumeru Festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream?
No, we aren't pitying you. By the way, have you had a...
Yes, I paid her a visit right up. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifest, but for the moment, our top...
Right.
So our first priority...
Oh, good point.